Yeah, about things. Lucifer White Star Lines, me. Basically, I did great. I was a wonderful inventor. I did everything wonderfully. I invented it flight. I invented steam engines. I invented gears. I invented cars. I invented better steel. I invented a lot of things. I invented jet engines. I invented lots of stuff. Basically, even probably the human body. But when it came to the computer age, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not really going to do that. I'm not going to invent that much. That's like inventing yourself. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to pay for that. So I basically just used a bunch of taxpayer money and pretty much, and a bunch of White Star Lines money, basically because, like I said, I own the Titanic. I own White Star Lines, mining, shipping, transportation. And it's like, I invented the money and the financial system and contracts and a lot of things. And when it came to computers, I was like, yeah, it's like kind of like inventing yourself. And I'm not really going to do that. No, I'm just going to pay for that. So when it came to, and that's where JFK and Nixon were like, ha! And I was like, put me down, put me down. Yeah, it's like I invented the jet engines. I invented the the steam engines. I invented the cars, the combustion engines, the diesel engines. I invented diesel injectors. I invented the the what's it called, sprockets. The way they're kind of like the chevron sprockets, and the Z sprocket. It's like a little up and then a down and then like that. I mean, people would laugh at me because like normal gears were like this, and I was like trying to have my people create like these Z. Like I was like, well, what happens if you go like that and then go down? Like, why don't we try that kind of a gear? Like I tried the chevron gear, and then I tried the Z gear or whatever. It's like a little like that kind of thing. I had them try a couple different a couple different gear combinations, like little like this and then down and then over, you know. And I had them trying different kind of things. I also had them trying to do the chevron gear shape, so to see how that would intermesh. Um, and I also had them try, a couple different gear shapes, also a square gear or a slightly rounded gear, a couple different gears, the triangle, the pyramid shaped gear, I had them trying to do a couple different gear combinations, and then I patented them, of course, and that's why Ingersoll Rand, which was making gears for me, they made the transmissions and stuff. I invented the standard shift transmission and stuff. I invented all that stuff. I invented lots of stuff, and then so like I say, when it came to like windshield wipers and like time delay windshield wipers and stuff like that, I was like, I mean, I came up with a whole idea behind like taking like what happens when you take two magnets and put two little bars and spin them, getting the electricity in the first place. Like I kind of like helped and researched that and kind of helped that along. I had them messing around with stuff at Auschwitz and all kinds of other work camps. Like I did all that stuff, did all that stuff. So like when it came to like computers, I was like, no, I'm just gonna pay for that. I'm just gonna have people research that and just people figure that out on their own. Like I have life forms for that. So, and that's really where Nixon came in and went, here's Nikki, and basically tried to like by my existence pretty much because that's where I was like tapering off. I mean, like I say, I mean, I could do only so much. I invented a lot of the first and greatest, biggest things, and then as you get into the more technical age, it's like programming language and this and that. It's like that's where I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be rich. Yeah, and that's where like Nixon and Jimmy Carter and all of them tried to like. But I mean, they were doing the low tech like just shoot them in the back takeover anyway. They would just shoot people in the back or shoot down aircraft liners. I don't know exactly. There are two paramilitary groups doing that, and there are people that were doing it. I think what happened was they started out in the 1920s or something like that, and they ran out of money, and then they went back and did it a couple more times with some passenger jets. In the more recent years, they'd get behind it or like fly low and like shoot up or something. I don't know what they would do. They were like shooting down some passenger jets. And I found out about it and some people tracked them down. Like I said, they're one of those things. I mean, you just killed like 500 or 800 people and they all have relatives and family members. So unless those family members and relatives all got together and decided to shoot down their family, I mean, but that's not really very. I don't think that really happened. So anyway, though, um, I mean, there's lots of things that happen in the world and in existence. So that's where Lucifer White Star Alliance just kind of was like, well, I'm just gonna buy America and build Germany, and I mean, I'm more of the building type anyway. So like I mean, steam power, steam, all that kind of stuff, construction equipment, tractors. That's what I do. I did that stuff. I did the gears. I did some of the drilling things, and then I paid for people to do stuff. You know, I was already very rich. I owned like mostly people would want steam equipment, and then like I say, they'd be like, "Well, I got my daughter." I was like, "Okay, well, I can always use another hand around the store." So okay, well, you just give me your daughter, and I guess I'll have another shopkeeper. So I'd have men working the mine, and then women working in my stores because first store, I had the first store. Stores were unheard of. If you didn't make it, you didn't own it, and so I opened a store, and so like you know basically and then people would need a wagon or want a wagon. It's like, well, my son can work in your store like 2 days a week or something like that. Of course, then again we'd find the son actually like stealing things for the store for their parents. And I was like, well, your son can't work here anymore. Sorry, and stuff like that. And like, I mean, I had a little bit of problem, but I mean, it wasn't really necessarily a big deal. They would just run off with a couple bags of grain or some candy bars or something, or they stole the money again. Yeah, well, oh well. I guess they couldn't afford it. Anyway, I could always afford it though because I made money, so literally printed it. So I mean, it's like, well, I'm printing money and making money. I'm mining huge amounts, and I have all the trains and basically building more. So I wasn't exactly greedy, so I was like, I could just lose it. So I was like, whatever. And I owned all the banks with all the gold in it, and mined all the gold. And it's like, well, gold is basically something that I even like wanted a gold medal in the first place, and had people researching it so metal could be gold. I also had people creating white metal too, known as silver. So anyway, and all that, I mean, the creation of metals and particles and all that stuff. I mean, I did a lot of this stuff myself, and then later on, had people doing it too for me. I mean, just whatever. Anyway, like I said, I don't really care. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff I did, a lot of stuff it's about. There's more to existence than just killing people and going and raping and sticking my member. I give them each one 3 bumps. He said, I am the king of black men, God, self-proclaimed god of Africa. It was this black guy. He picked up an AK when he was 15 and never stopped shooting. So anyway, yeah, he killed he killed my French ambassador, my French governor in the town, and I was like, oh, that's really not good. So I think I sent someone to kill him or something like that. I mean, he might have escaped or something. I don't know. It's like I didn't really like people killing like the French ambassador, or the English ambassador. He didn't really want to be there. Like the governor, he was just doing stuff on my behalf for me, and this other guy just came up and shot him, and like I had to have him hunted down. So hey, it's a problem. So anyway, he was hunted down, I think killed by somebody else. I don't really know. Anyway, I didn't really care. It's like, ay. He's already dead, but still, just because. Like I said, it's another thing about Lucifer. If somebody would kill one of my people, I would go and find the person who killed him and kill him back. Or put him in jail. Either way. Dead or alive! Anyway, all that stuff. So anyway, my existence is very big, so whatever. And, now at 40, I'm like, I've already dealt with so many things. I don't want to have to deal. I'm on vacation now. I'm retired. So, but yeah, the trials and tribulations of my existence. Lots of stuff I had to deal with.